Hello everybody, Skyrain here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. Now, whether or not I attached these other videos showing what I had done so before, I probably won't. Well, just synopsis up this real quick, because I finally got another legendary piece to identify here. I just finished the dungeon run, so that's what this one is. Now, the border looks like it might be a clean piece, but I don't know. I think this is how they all show up until you identify them, if I recall correctly. I don't know. I haven't paid that close attention until recently. Why? Because there was a comment on the last video with about, not the last video, but the one about the Purge, where you go in with to get guaranteed invocation gear from opening boxes or these mystery legendary items, or even acquiring a legendary inside the Purge. When you go to identify it afterwards, or after leaving the Purge, it is a guaranteed invocation ancestral gear piece. Now, the comment was, oh, you don't have to do that. You just have to go to into Cyrangar itself and identify a legendary, any legendary. So I'm like, all right, well, I did that. I tested it out. I got this one from a dungeon earlier, and I got this one from the Call of the Ancients, and I got this one from finishing bounties for the one of the chests. Now, this one obviously is not a 1200 Paragon because it was from the bounty chest. So this one I identified in Cyrangar, and it's neither. It's clean. It's not a ancestral or a cursed. It is just a regular legendary. This one here I did the same thing with. When I acquired it from end of a dungeon run, I went to identify it in the castle, and it is also a clean piece. Nothing special about it, cursed or ancestral at all. This one here, same deal. I got from the Call of Ancients, went to identify. It is clean. No cursed or ancestral. It is a regular legendary. So now, I'm going to try a different test. We're going to go into the castle.
Guarded.
And before I identify it this time, I'm literally just going to run into the Purge itself and see if we can trick the system. This is all for science. Find a create raid. And enter. I think I have it set up. Yeah, I have it set up to where it doesn't like spam it out, so I don't get randoms to want to join. Okay, so here we go. This is what I did in the previous video, except in this case I used one of my boxes that I had in here a couple times, and they were guaranteed invocations. Now that I have entered into the Purge with an unidentified legendary, let's see if the same thing applies. I could just use this straight up instance lead, but I'm gonna run back to the entrance just because. Guys, because I moved around a bit, yada yada yada. I clicked my inventory and that kind of thing, so there's some inputs. Alright, so we're gonna leave. Want to see this? Oop, okay, yeah. And now I will leave raid. I don't necessarily have to do that part, I found, but I did it anyway. Now, here we go. Moment of truth, really. This is all for science. Now, this could be completely randomized, so one sample is not obviously going to be enough, but let's just see what we get regardless. Okay, there we go. I identified it. All right. No invocation piece. However, yet again, by identifying a unidentified legendary, bringing it into the castle, it is clean. It is no cursed, no ancestral, nothing. It is another clean piece. That's 4 for 4 now. I've brought 4 unidentified legendaries into the castle and identified them inside here from different game modes. Well, 2 of them were from dungeons. but the other two were not. But either way, all 4 pieces that I brought in with me to identify inside the castle have become clean. So if you want plain legendaries, I guess that's the way to go. That's completely up to you if you don't want cursed or invocation. Honestly, I'd rather take the guaranteed method of going into the Purge and opening, or even running the Purge and getting a chance. If you get a legendary while you're running the Purge, when you get out, that one as well will be a guaranteed ancestral invocation piece. But I would much rather do that to get the invocation gear, because that does also stack. Let me find one here. I got this one here. They do stack, and the time reduction applies if you have multiple pieces. The hard part is, though, you have to get the same invocation on multiple pieces for this timer here to be reduced. It does apply. I did some reading and research on it. At least I think in theory. I've never really had enough of the exact same invocations on multiple pieces in a long time, if at all ever. But I guess they work the same as the reverse of the cursed, basically. So in the cursed ones, if you get multiple pieces, of course you take on more negatives, and that to me anyway, far outweighs the positive benefit. But you do get like reduced. Actually, hang on a minute. It says right here, 2 pieces, and these take like this detested here, 24%. Every 90 seconds, 4 pieces, damage dealt to enemies in void increased. So yeah, there's a benefit there. Damage dealt to enemies in void increased by 12%. Okay. Oh, there it is. Detested cooldown now. 90, 60, 50, 40, 30. Same thing to a certain extent applies to invocation pieces. I'm not entirely sure. Let me see. Will it say here? It won't say. Oh, wait, here we go. Will it say that? It doesn't. We don't get a nice little magnifying glass thing on invocation stuff, unfortunately. But I did see somewhere that it does reduce the cooldown from 120 seconds. Now granted, you'll get the same one effect that you select, which I have the stun, which is the one I prefer. If you have multiple pieces, like this, they will proc in different ways. So like this one, primary attacks, I have a chance of it proccing off of that. And then that's on a 120 second cooldown by itself. This one is on a separate 120 second cooldown. But it's if I am not attacked or damaged for 5 seconds, you have a 5% chance to trigger. So these are all different. However, if you do get the same effect, let's say primary attacks. Say I get like, multiple pieces of this same invocation, which is very, very rare. It will supposedly reduce the cooldown on it. So yeah, there you go. I'm not 100% on that, so don't hold me to that, but that's what I read somewhere, and that's what I've heard. Obviously, like I said, the odds of getting it on all your pieces of that many pieces of gear is rare, and it won't occur for very often. So yeah. So there's that, and also, like I said, I did 4 pieces that were unidentified, brought them to the Warband Castle, and identified them inside here by this method, and we've gotten clean. Neither cursed or ancestral pieces. Again, I'm just reiterating this point because this is the whole point of the video. And I tested this one obviously just now on video to see if you can go into the Purge with an unidentified piece and leave it. Will it be the same thing? But no, it had the same effect of me just straight up bringing an unidentified legendary in, and it also became a clean piece. So granted, that was only one sample doing it that way, but I'm pretty sure you bring any unidentified legendary piece into Cyrangar and have them identified by this person right here, they will end up being clean. But I still want invocation pieces, so the purge method that I talked about is my preferred, and that is guaranteed still to this day as a guaranteed invocation method. So there you go. Test it out for yourselves, I guess. Let me know what you think. Let me know if the same thing happened to you, because I am very, very curious now. I didn't exactly do this until I seen that one comment, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to test this stuff out and see what we get. And now, granted, they said it's, in so many words, was like a probability of getting an invocation. I was like, well, there's a probability of getting anything, cursed, invocation, or plain. So that statement in itself with probability in the mix, sure, yeah, that's true. But I think you meant to say, oh, no, all you got to do to get an invocation gear is talk to bring an unidentified legendary to this person inside the castle. No, they're clean. They don't have anything at all on them. So that was 4 pieces in a row. So I guess that's true. That's the first. That's new to me. I thought I'd show the unfoldings of my for science, I guess, testing today with all this as just a. I don't know. It just happened. That happened to be that way. So whether it is 100%, I'm not entirely completely sure, but I mean 4 for 4, that's pretty damn spot on. So like I said, you can test it out for yourselves if you like, and let us know in the comments down below, and let me know as well, of course, if that is the case for you, if that's what worked, if you want to risk, you know, that happening. It won't matter going into the purge with it. It doesn't seem to change that, which I've tried. I did this on video. That's what I was trying to figure out, but it doesn't seem so. There's, you know, no harm, no foul in that. You'll still just end up with another clean piece. You can't trick it into becoming a invocation by doing that method I just did on here. So that's what I wanted to test, and that's what I wanted to show, and there you go. So anyway, rambled on long enough. Hopefully that breaks it down with a nice little bow on it for everybody. And again, if you want to test it out yourselves, let me know what happens. If you have the same thing that occurs to where they're completely clean legendaries by just literally bringing any unidentified legendary to the identifier in the Warband Castle, and that's what happens. That's what happened with 4 in a row for me. So that's pretty much seems to be what will happen. Anyway, catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe as always out there in the world on fire. See ya.